We're going to go ahead and call the special magistrate hearings for July 9th to order. First order of business is the approval of the minutes for May, but we also have the approval of the minutes for April as well. I'll go ahead and approve both of those. Okay, so both of the cases that are here are under our fine reduction requests. So I'm going to go ahead and call those first. And since you've been here before, I don't need to tell you how the process works. We'll go ahead and call Antonio Chandler, the 1508 CESM case
You doing PowerPoint?
for fine reduction.
They do the PowerPoint.
Oh, where they at?
In the PowerPoint folder.
Shut up.
I'm not speeding now, buddy. Got fancy PowerPoints.
But what did you put in the special magistrate one?
Yeah.
Okay, and then before we get started, let's go ahead and swear in all county witnesses. So any county witness giving testimony, if you'll raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay. I'll go ahead and swear you all in. Are you both providing testimony?
He's the only one, really. I was just in case he needs some fill-in or something, but
Moral support.
yes,
Okay.
definitely.
So if you'll raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you state your name for the record, please? both of you?
Antonio Toure Chandler.
Okay,
Roger Williford.
thank you. Okay.
Technical difficulties.
Oh,
1 second. There we go. Oh, good morning, Madam Magistrate. John Martin, Manager of Code Enforcement for Seminole County. And this is case 1508 CESM, Antonio Chandler and Gloria Day. The inspector who put this case in compliance is Chris Smith. The initial inspection occurred at 11/4/2014. Notice mailed to respondent at 8/5/2015. Compliance date of 11/12/2015. Follow-up inspection 6/29/21 and 6/24/26, where it was placed in compliance as a final inspection. The violations cited on this case were for 105.1, Appendix A of Chapter 40, and it was unpermitted construction. Clicky, clicky. Clicky, clicky. Thank you. Well, in this case, the requested action is on February 18, 2016. An order was issued imposing a lien on the property in the amount of $1,750 for 35 days of noncompliance to continue to accrue at a rate of $50 a day until brought into compliance. An affidavit of compliance was filed after verifying the permit was obtained through the online Seminole County permitting system. On June 24th, 26, a request for reduction in application was filed by the applicant, and the fee of $250 to process the application was paid. The applicant, Antonio Chandler, is requesting a reduction of the total accrued lien of $187,850 to $1,000 and is allowing the applicant to 30 days in order to pay. The county is in full support of this request, and that concludes this presentation.
Mr. Chandler, do you have anything you'd like to add?
No, sir, no, ma'am.
So you're comfortable with paying $1,000?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you know that you're not going to allow something like this to happen again on the property or any other properties that you own?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then I will go ahead and reduce the fine to $1,000 with payment within 30 days. If payment is not made within 30 days, the fine will revert back to $187,850, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Antonio.
Okay, it is. Okay, for the record, I'm going to correct, Gloria Day is actually Gloria King.
Thank you.
We're good?
Yeah.
It's Gloria King?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, the next case, 2452 CESM Sergio Salazar. Hello there.
Good morning.
Can you state your name, please?
Sergio Salazar.
I'm going to swear you in. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Magistrate. This is case 2452 CESM. The respondent's name is Sergio R. Salazar. The inspector who placed this case in compliance is Supervisor Christopher Smith. The initial inspection was 1/14 of 23. Notice to respondent was 8/8/24 with a board-ordered compliance date of 10/9/2024. Follow-up inspection occurred on December 3rd, 2024, and a final inspection which placed this case in compliance occurred on March the 19th, 2026. The property in question is 3572 Jericho Drive in Castleberry, located in unincorporated Seminole County. The violation charge is Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1, unpermitted construction. The requested action in this case is on December 12th, 2024. The magistrate was imposing a lien on the property in the amount of $100 for each day until brought into compliance. An affidavit of compliance was filed after verifying the permit was obtained through the online Seminole County permitting system. On June 1st, 2026, a request for reduction application was filed by the applicant, and the fee of $100 to process this application was paid. The applicant, Sergio Salazar, is requesting a complete waiver of the total lien of $51,800 and the accrued admin cost of $762.76 to zero. Based on the respondent's financial inadequacies, the county is requesting a reduction to $200 minus the previous application paid by the respondent of $100, resulting in a remaining fee of $100 to be paid over a 30-day time frame. That concludes this presentation.
What was the delay? Why did it take so long?
During that time, I came into some health issues, and then finding somebody that could, a contractor that would do the drawing for me so I can pull the permit at what I had available financially. Just couldn't find someone to do it. I asked everyone, and I just couldn't find anyone that could do the prints, because I believe the prints were all I needed. But I was also going through some other personal and mental health issues as well at the time.
Okay. My concern is that you were able to financially do the actual work, and that you did the work, and that was fine. But doing what needed to be done
Right, absolutely.
to get it to where it was proper.
Right.
So,
But what started everything was actually, so I walked out of my front deck and fell through because it was so rotted. So I just patched it through and then started putting new boards every time I could get some money, put in a new board, until everything was just kind of replaced. It wasn't done, like, I didn't have the money right away to do all of it.
Okay, so do you understand that you cannot do
Oh,
work?
absolutely.
Okay.
I absolutely understand, yes.
And the
I
other
understand.
thing that concerns me is the county has incurred costs of $762.
Yes.
In its, so the taxpayers of the county are footing the bill then for,
Absolutely.
you know, the length of time that it took. So what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to split the costs. So the county's costs are $762. Somebody who's better at math than me, what's half of that?
Not me.
350, 380, 381, 762.
381.38.
Yeah. Okay. You paid $100 though toward an application fee. I'm going to take that off of that amount and then leave you with $281.38. But what I'm going to do is give you 90 days to pay that amount. And so you can pay it in payments, you can pay it at one time in 90 days. But I need you to understand the seriousness of this and the impact that it has on others
Right.
if you don't follow through with what the requirements are. So I'll order you to pay, I'll reduce your fine of $51,800 to $281, well, actually to $381.38 with credit for $100 application fee, leaving a total of $281.38 to be paid within 90 days, or it will revert back to $51,800. Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay. So, do you all need me to tell you how the process works, or are we good to go with new cases? You guys understand it, I don't need to waste that breath. Okay. All right, well then we will start at number 1, 25,375 Mabel Hill and Harry Hill, and Bernice McKinney and Cheryl Hardy. You're looking so good today, I needed you to go first.
Right.
But yeah.
Put it on today. Okay, so I am CEO Jamal Jackson. Case number is 25375. Respondent's name, Mabel Hill, Harry Hill, Bernice McKinney, the heir, Cheryl M. Hardy, parcel ID 321931300005400000, address 2054 Cypress Avenue, Sanford, Florida, within unincorporated Seminole County, Florida, no homestead. The description of violation is dilapidated, unsafe vacant structure. Again, my name is presented. The complaint was a citizen complaint. Initial inspection was October 20th, 2025. Notice was mailed to respondent October 21st, 2025. Compliance date was November 21st, 2025. Follow-up site inspections were November 21st, 2025, January 6th, 2026, February 9th, 2026, May 6th, 2026, and July 8th, 2026. Results of re-inspections, violations cited remain on the property. The violations are as follows. Chapter 95.5, Section 107, abatement of violation. 109.1.1, unsafe structures. 109.1.3, unfit structures. 109.1.5, subsection 5, hazardous structures. Subsection 7, hazardous structures, and subsection 9, hazardous structures. 109.5, unauthorized tampering. 109.8, prohibited occupancy. 109.9, restoration of abatement. 110.1, imminent danger. 110.5, cost of emergency repairs. 111, demolition. 111.3, failure to comply. So the next 10 slides are the compliance schedule that was sent out to owners. So here you have the property appraiser's page showing the property and ownership information. The deed showing the current owners of this property. Following photographs you are about to see are true and accurate to what I observed on the dates noted. So as you see, this is the front porch of the house. The middle photograph shows that the front porch is completely gone. That is the entry into the house, those two beams that you see there. You walk across those to get into the home. The third picture is the outdoor storage of trash, junk, and debris scattered around the left side of the house and a makeshift piece of fencing material. Next inspection out, no changes were made. As you see on that front porch, the side portion to the left in the middle picture is now gone. The roof is still in disrepair. Next status inspection, pretty much the same status. Nothing was changed to the house, no contact with anyone. Same as of the next follow-up inspection, the next status inspection rather, there was no change to the property. Outdoor storage still remained. Some storage was just moved further to the back of the property, no other changes. Status inspection showing that no changes have been made. Those are the photographs of me posting the property for this hearing. My last inspection, no changes have been made. The rear roof still in disrepair, as you still see the walkway in the picture to the far right. The walkway is still the same as it was, the two beams across the front. This is a copy of the title search that was done to make sure that all owners were notified. The return mail, these are copies of the return mail that I received. All certified letters that went out were returned. So all ownership, the mail was returned.
And the letters were sent to the address that is
Property
on file with the
appraiser address.
property appraiser?
That is correct. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in this case, 25375, it is determined that the respondent is Mabel Hill, Harry Hill, Bernice McKennedy, heir, Cheryl M. Hardy, the record owner of the property located at 2054 Sipes Ave, Sanford, Florida, 32771, Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's record, in possession or control of the property and in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapters 95.5, Section 107, 109.1.1, 109.1.3, 109.1.5, subsection 5, subsection 7, subsection 9, 109.5, 109.6, 109.8, 109.9, 110.1, 110.5, 111, and 111.3. At this time, I would like to submit this digital and case file into evidence.
I'll accept the electronic case file into evidence. Can you tell me, one of the violations I think that you have cited was unauthorized tampering?
So I placed a placard on the property in the very beginning of the process showing that the property is unsafe. And once you put the placard on the property, it doesn't come off until the property is in compliance. It's not to be removed. It was removed.
Okay.
Now, usually in that instance, I would put another one up there. They just kept taking them down.
Okay. All right.
So that's what was happening.
Okay. And what are one of these codes that you have provided me for junk and debris?
No, it would just all fall under the guise of, I spoke on the trash and junk and debris. I did not cite the trash, junk and debris.
Okay.
I just cited the structure because once we go out to do a demolition, if we get to that point, we're going to take everything that's there.
So, but if you're demoing the structure separate and apart from the demo of the structure, there could be the other junk and debris that is on the property.
Everything will be cleared on the property.
Is the demolition regulation, does it cover clearing of the property, or is the clearing of the property separate and apart in?
No, it will cover the clearing of the property all the way down through to the apron, right to the sidewalk.
But demoing a property and removing junk and debris are two different
Correct.
things.
Correct. There is a separate violation under, you can do it as a lot cleaning to remove the trash, junk, and debris, or it can be done under a housing, and it would still need to be removed. Now, under the housing standards, it would be up to the owner to remove it. So we didn't want to go that route by just allowing it to be there for the owner to remove it because there's nothing being done at the property.
But my concern is one man's junk is another man's treasure.
Correct.
If there's something in that junk and debris that's in the curtilage of the actual structure, we probably need to have them violated for the junk and debris removal as well.
It could be cited for a lot cleaning for that, but the problem that we may run into is if they don't allow the lot cleaner to go onto the property, then we'll be right back to square one.
But I can order the lot clean, but I don't know if I can if you haven't cited them for it. Are there any of the things that you have cited them for that the lot clean would fall under too?
We'll do a lot clean, and then the demolition will just be for the structure. And then we'll deal with the lot clean separately, because this is the start of the process for the demolition. It's not going to happen immediately.
Okay.
So Chris Smith, Supervisor, Code Enforcement. What's going to happen is this is going to get determined that it's in violation, abatement order. We're not going to demo for, months, possibly years. We have to get approval and go, yes. So the lot cleaning takes 15 days. If they don't comply, we take it. So we can do a separate case on lot cleaning. You won't even have to worry about the trash, just the structure.
Okay, so, yeah, if you will initiate
Yes.
that lot clean separate, just because they didn't.
That sounds good, yes.
Yeah, so, okay, good deal. Then I'm going to,
Still got a slide or two to read.
okay,
there.
I'm sorry. Yes, I will accept the electronic case file into the record, and now that's where we were.
Right. So the recommendation is comply with code section cited within 15 days or a fine of $500 per day thereafter. I want to also add 16208. These violations pose a serious threat to the health and safety or welfare of the general public, and because of these violations, we are asking for a health and safety tag on this property for securing the property until violations are corrected, either by permitted repair or permitted demolition. Also, Section 109.6, transfer of ownership. It shall be unlawful for the owner of any dwelling, unit, or structure who has received a compliance order or upon whom a notice of violation has been served to sell, transfer, mortgage, lease, or otherwise dispose of such dwelling, unit, or structure to another until the provisions of the compliance order or notice of violation have been complied with, or until such owner or the owner's authorized agent shall first furnish the grantee, transferee, mortgagee, or leasee a true copy of any compliance order or notice of violation issued by the code official and shall furnish to the code official a signed and notarized statement from the grantee, transferee, mortgagee, or leasee acknowledging the receipt of such compliance order or notice of violation and fully accepting the responsibility without condition for making the corrections or repairs required by such compliance order or notice of violation. This concludes my presentation.
Madam Magistrate, may I make a comment on record, please?
Yes.
John Martin, Seminole County Code Enforcement Manager. The reason that we did not include the housing violation of trash, junk, and debris in this case, or that I didn't insist upon it already, is because there is already a current case against this property that the magistrate had ruled on previously back in April 24th, 2025, and the compliance date of May 8th, 2025 for trash, junk, and debris, and a fine of $100 for each day thereafter has been accruing on the property regarding the trash, junk, and debris on this parcel. So it's already in a fine amount, and at the point of demolition, it will be collected and disposed of as well, which will put both of these cases in compliance.
Okay, so under my prior order, did I give the authority to clean up the property, or no obligation but the ability to clean up the property? Or was it not my prior order? Was it a code enforcement board order?
It was your order.
Okay.
Do you still want to do a lot cleaning, then we'll stop the fines?
We can do a lot of cleaning, and it'll stop the fines on this case, and it'll get rid of the trash before demo, but it's...
No, because I
It's
mean...
going to wait, because we have to do an asbestos survey, we have to do
Right.
Another title search, we'll have to do an asbestos removal, and then demolition quotes, and
Well, and my concern was the junk is all around the house, so you go to demolish the house, you're gonna hit the junk also, so,
yeah. And a lot of the junk is pieces and parts of what used to be the house, and so it's...
but as long as both orders are there, then I think,
Yeah, they both exist, and this...
okay,
This was under, just gonna get the case number so where I can see it. This is under case 25-100036. It would have a different SM case number, but the case was brought in April. It was found to be in noncompliance May 8th, and it's been accruing a daily fine of $100 for each day thereafter since then.
I generally put in there, in the order, that they have the right, but that you have the right but not the obligation to clean it up. So you might have that right also with that, and then those quotes could be done together.
All right.
Perfect. Okay, the other thing that $500 a day, is this a repeat violation?
No, it is not. It's just the severity of the property. There are, right across the street from there is another abatement property. And so what I don't want to happen is to feel as though, well, nothing is happening there, that I can do what I want to do here. And this is to kind of push the owners into trying to make something happen, because I've had no contact with the ownership.
The other property is theirs as well?
It is not, but
Okay.
it's in the vicinity of this property. And most times when you see a property that's not being taken care of, or if that one's not being taken care of, I don't have to take care of this one. Now, they're not knowing that I have a case open on that one already as well, and it's already running fines. And so to prevent that from happening, because that property across the street is already further along in the process, its next steps is asbestos removal and demolition for that property. But to the untrained eye, that is not known.
Right. I don't think I have the authority to go $500.
You can go up to 1,000 if you'd like, based on the ordinance change that we made.
You all have the ordinance?
Yes, ma'am. We changed the ordinance back in August of 2025.
Based on, the changes based on population,
Based on
I guess?
population.
Okay.
You can go as
Okay.
high as 1,000.
Okay, okay. Well, that makes me happy, and that will give me a lot better, what's the property appraiser value on this property? Do you know on the card? Does it say? Yeah.
Offhand,
I don't mean to put you on the spot. That was kind of an unfair question, but you know.
Is it 2054?
2054.
Okay, so about 32,000. Oh, 320. So 300 for,
Let's see.
no worries, no worries. That was an unfair question. I
No,
kind of
no. So
sprung it on you.
on the property card, it's assessed at 102,000.
Okay.
228.
Okay,
Taxable is 50,415
okay,
as of 2026.
okay, because it saved our homes probably, okay. Okay, I'm going to find that the respondents, Mabel Hill, Harry Hill, Bernice McKinney, and Cheryl M. Hardy have been properly noticed to be here today, and they are not here. I'm going to find that the property is in violation of the cited Seminole County codes. And I'm going to order that the property be brought into compliance within 15 days, which is
Should be July 24th.
July 24th. Yes, sir, thank you. And if not, I have a problem, just, I want to place on the record the fact that the placard was removed multiple times is very problematic to me, and shows willful behavior related to this, and the fact that there's already another case, and I'm assuming someone is living.
That is correct.
On the property. So I'm actually going to go $750 a day based on the willful acts of the individuals who are occupying the premises. If the property is not brought into compliance by July 24th. I'm also going to order that due to the health, safety, and welfare issues on the property, that the property may be secured by the county. It may be cleaned up, demolished, any of the things that the county can do in order to make the property safe to the public. Since this is not safe for human habitation. And I'm also going to recognize in my order Chapter 95.5, 109.6 related to the transfer of the property. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next case, 25408, Catherine Baker.
It's all okay. Code Enforcement Officer Shannon Henson, case number 25408. The respondent's name is Catherine E. Baker Air. The parcel ID is 332130 505 0D000090. The address is 1862 Willow Lane in Winter Park, Florida, in unincorporated Seminole County, Florida, and it has no homestead. The description of the violation is junk vehicles, trash, junk, and debris in the yard. Inspector Shannon Henson, and this complaint was self-initiated by myself. The initial complaint, or initial inspection, was October 24, 2025. The first notice I mailed out was in November the 20th, 2025. In the final compliance date for the scheduled compliance schedule was April 13th, 2026, and the property was found to be in compliance July 8th, 2026. My follow-up inspections were November 19th, 2025, December 9th, 2025, January 5th, 2026, February 26th, 2026, March 11th, 2026, April 14th, 2026, May 4th, 2026, and then yesterday, July 8th, 2026. The violation cited no longer remains on the property. This violation was Seminole County Code, Chapter 95.5, Section 302.8, motor or junk vehicles, and Chapter 95.5, Section 308.1, accumulation of rubbish or garbage. This was my final compliance schedule, and the first one was mailed in November the 2025, and then this is my final one with the compliance date of April 13th, 2026. This is the property appraisers showing the property owner of the property appraisers site. And this is also the deed showing who the current owners are of this property. The following photos you are about to see are true and accurate to what the officer observed on the dates noted. This is my first inspection. This is the front yard, the side yard, and the front of the house. This was November 19th, 2025. This is the front yard, and also you can see the junk vehicle. This was the front of the yard and the junk vehicle, December 9th, 2025. And this was January 5th, 2026. This was February 26, 2026, the front of the yard and the vehicle. And this was the front of the yard in March 11th, 2026. And then this was April 14th, 2026. This was May 4th, 2026. And this was when I posted for the hearing, and I did an inspection on June 6, 2026, and this was posted for the hearing that was scheduled for July 9th, 2026. And this was my inspection yesterday. You can see the property's been cleared off, the junk vehicles are gone, and that was July 8th, 2026. These are the notices that I mailed out, the certified mail, and shows the delivery. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in the case 25-408, it is determined that the respondent is Catherine E. Baker, heir, the record owner of the property located at 1862 Willow Lane, Winter Park, Florida, in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's record, in possession or control of the property, and was in violation of the Seminole County Code 95.5, 302.8, junk motor or junk vehicles, and 308.1, accumulation of rubbish or garbage. And this property is currently in compliance. Due to the history of the trash, junk, debris on this property, the county would like to find that a violation did exist, and that this case adjudicated. If it comes out of compliance in the future, a repeat violation will be issued. At this time, I'd like to submit that this as digital and case file into evidence.
I will accept the electronic and case file into evidence.
This concludes my presentation.
Okay, I'm going to find that the property owner, Catherine Baker, was properly noticed to be here, and she is not present. I'm going to find that the property was in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95.5, 308.1, and 302.8, related to the accumulation of junk and debris and motor vehicles. I'm going to find that the property owner is in compliance at this time, however, I'm going to find that because of the the violations that have existed on the property, that any future violation on the property of this type will be treated as a repeat violation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, 25-564, Sanford Hanger LLC.
Code Enforcement Officer Katina Hill, case number 25-564. The respondent is Sanford Hanger LLC, parcel ID 331931 509 0D000050, address 3730 East SR 46, Sanford, Florida 32771, located within unincorporated Seminole County. There's no homestead. Violation of description is unpermitted construction. Inspector Katina Hill, this complaint came from the building department. The initial inspection was conducted December 2nd, 2025. Notice mailed to respondent April 2nd, 2026. Compliance date was given of May 7th, 2026. My follow-up inspections were 12/9/2025, 1/9/2026, 2/5 of 26, 4/1/2026, and my last inspection was yesterday, July 8th, 2026. And at that time, the violation cited remains on the property. The Seminole County Land Code, Chapter 40, unpermitted construction. This is a compliance schedule that was mailed to the LLC, telling him what he needed to do to be in compliance. This is the property appraiser for the Hangers LLC, showing the current owner of the property. This is the deed that shows the current owner of the property. This is the SunBiz. It shows the registered agents of the property, and they were also noted. The following photographs that you're about to see are true and accurate representation of what this officer observed on the day they were noted. This is the initial inspection. When I went, the stop work order was placed by the building department for the structure that is outside of the building, and that was in December. This was my follow-up inspection. The structure was still there. And in February, I went by, it was also still there. And then in April, it was still there. I posted a notice of hearing for the July SM hearing at the property. And my last inspection, 7/8/2026, it was still there. And just to note, I have been in contact with the owner of the property. We've spoken. His final result is he has to remove this structure entirely. So he has been informed of that.
There's no way for him to get a permit for it?
No, after talking with Caitlin, because it's non-conforming, he's not able to have it on the front, the side, or the back of the property. So he was given some options to maybe annex it into the city and see if they will allow him to have it. This was the mail that was mailed. It was returned. And the tracking hasn't been updated since May of 26 that I sent to Robert. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 25-564, it is determined that the respondent, Sanford Hanger LLC, and the owner of the property located at 3730 East SR 46, Sanford, Florida 32771, in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser, and in possession and control of the property in violation of Seminole County Land Code, Chapter 40, 105.1, unpermitted construction. And at this time, I would like to submit this digital case file into evidence.
I will accept the digital and case file into evidence.
And my recommendation to comply with code section cited within 10 days or a fine of $250 per day thereafter. This concludes my presentation.
So is his only recourse then in unincorporated county to remove the structures that he's?
Yeah, he said he built it out there to have a place for people to come to smoke. He did go through the process, went through, got the engineering, traffic, and then after consulting with the planning, it was determined that because it's non-conforming, he's not allowed to have it there. So I did speak with him via phone. He is currently out of town or out of the country right now. But he said he would have someone remove that altogether.
Okay. Does he have to have any kind of permit to remove it, or can he just remove it?
Just remove it.
Okay. All right. Then I'm going to find that Sanford Hanger LLC and Robert Kearney were properly noticed to be here today, and there is not a representative of Sanford Hanger LLC present. I'm going to find that the property is in violation of Seminole County Code Chapter 40, Appendix A, Section 105.1, and I am going to order that the property be brought into compliance within 10 days or by July 19th. And if not, that a fine in the amount of $250 a day will be imposed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, 26-593, Sandy Torres and Michael Torres.
Code Enforcement Officer Chris Smith, case number is 26593. The respondent is Sydney N. Torres and Michael E. Torres. Parcel ID is 03-2122950F000060. Address is 121 Alma Drive, Altamont Springs, Florida, 32714, within unincorporated Seminole County, Florida, and it has a homestead. Description of violation is weeds in excess of 12 inches, windows and doors in disrepair, and accumulation of rubbish and garbage. Little background on this, we posted it for a lot cleaning, trash, junk, and debris, and high grass and weeds, but on the May 25th, when we sent our contractor out there, they were denied access to cut and remove, so we had to change this to a housing case the next day and mail out a notice of violation and compliance schedule. And after that, we posted it for this hearing on June 3rd, 2026. I initiated this case on initial inspection 4/28/2026. Notice mailed to respondent May 26, 2026. Compliance date that was given was June 1st, 2026. Follow-up inspections on May 19th, June 3rd, and July 8th, 2026. The results of the re-inspections, the violations cited still remain on the property. The violations under Seminole County Code, Chapter 95.5, Section 302.4, weeds, 304.13, windows, skylight, and door frames, and then 308.1, accumulation of rubbish and garbage. This is the compliance schedule that was mailed with the notice of violation on May 26, 2026. This is the Seminole County property appraiser showing that the current owners of the property are these owners. And this is the deed showing the current ownership of the property. The following photographs you're about to see are true and accurate to what this officer observed on the dates noted. The initial lot cleaning shows the trash, junk, and debris in the front and side of the property. And in the next inspection, the follow-up in May, the grass was growing back with the trash. And on June 3rd, trash is still there, and the junk, trash, and debris. And then I posted this for a special magistrate hearing, this July 9th hearing on June 3rd, 2026. And my last inspection, the grass is growing back again with the trash underneath, and then the two windows that are missing / damaged, boarded up. I have not had any contact with the owner since the very first time we ever been in this neighborhood. And the person, we don't know his name, stated that he would clean the property and haven't had any contact since. The mail was returned to original sender on both individuals, both owners. and I ended up mailing it to the address that was on Property Appraiser and found another address of Michael E. Torres / Klassen, just to see if somebody would get it, and that was also delivered to original sender. Based on testimony and evidence presented in the case number 26-593, it is determined that the respondent is Cindy N. Torres and Michael E. Torres, which is the recorded owner of the property located at 121 Alma Drive, Altamont Springs, Florida, 32714 in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser's records, in possession or control of the property and in violation of Seminole County Code 95.5, Section 302.4 weeds, 304.13 windows, skylight, and door frames, and 308.1 accumulation of rubbish and garbage. At this time, I would like to submit the digital and case file into evidence.
I will accept the digital and electronic, or the electronic and the case file into the record as evidence.
The county's recommendation is to comply with the code section cited within 10 days or a fine of $250 per day thereafter. This concludes my presentation.
And I find that Cindy Torres and Michael Torres have been properly noticed to be here today, and they are not here. I'm going to find that they are in violation, and the property is being kept in violation of Seminole County Code Chapter 95.5, Sections 302.4, 308.1, and 304.13. I'm going to order that the respondent bring the property into compliance within 10 days or by July 19th, 2026, or they will incur a fine of $250 a day. I'm also going to order that the county is permitted to go in and clean up the property, board the windows, and mow the grass if it chooses. It's not required, but it is permitted to bring the property into compliance for the health, safety, and welfare of the citizens and surrounding properties in the area. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next case, 25-618, BMS Holdings, LLC.
Officer Katina Hill, case number 25-618, respondents BMS Holdings LLC, parcel ID 3319-31-507-000-0750, address 2340 Broadway, Sanford, Florida 32771. This is within unincorporated Seminole County, Florida. There is no homestead. Description of violation: exterior walls, roof, drainage, stairs, and all walking surfaces all in disrepair and require fixing and replacement, and no smoke alarms are installed. This was a citizen complaint. The initial inspection was conducted December 30th, 2025. Notice was mailed to the respondent January 8th, 2026, with a comply by date of February 8th, 2026. My follow-up inspections were February 23rd, 2026, April 28th, 2026, and my last inspection was July 8th, 2026. And as a result, those violations remain on the property. Seminole County Code, Chapter 95.5, 304.6, exterior wall, Chapter 95.5, Section 304.7, roof and drainage, Chapter 95.5, Section 305.4, stairs and walking surfaces, Chapter 95.5, 605.1, electrical systems, and Chapter 95.5, Section 746.1.2, smoke alarms. This was a compliance schedule that was mailed with the notice of violation, outlining the violations were mailed on January 8, 2026, and this was mailed to the LLC. The Seminole County property appraisers show the current owner of the property. This is the registered, this is the Sunbiz. Registered agent is Mr. Spivey, and a letter was mailed to him as well. And this is the deed showing the current owners of the property. The following photographs that you are about to see are true and accurate representation of what this officer observed on the date they were noted. This was an interior inspection that was conducted of the home, the walking surfaces in the home. This was conducted on 12/30/2025. These are pictures, again, depict the condition of the home when I went to inspect the walking surfaces, the floors. This is the outside of the property. The exterior wall has a crack, and then there's also a hole on the side of the wall. And this is the outside. The placard was placed for unsafe because there were no smoke detectors inside the home on my visit. This is the follow-up inspections. Again, the walking surfaces in the bathroom, the exterior wall. The picture is the outside porch ceiling that's not in good repair. And then on my follow-up inspection on the 28th, those same conditions remained at the property. I posted a notice of hearing, was posted on April 28, 2026, and that was posted for today's hearing. My last inspection, the tenant that resides there has since moved, so I'm not able to access the property, and I've had no contact with the owner of the property. Sent certified mail, one was delivered, one was returned with no service. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case 25-618, it's determined that BMS Holding LLC is the owner of record of the property located at 2340 Broadway, Sanford, Florida 32771, and in Seminole County, as determined by the property appraiser records, is in possession and control of the property, and the violations in Seminole County Code, Chapter 95, 304.6 exterior walls, 304.7 roofs and drainage, 305.4 stairs and walking surfaces, 605.1 electrical equipment, and 704.6.1.2 smoke detectors, or smoke alarms, sorry. At this time, I would like to submit the digital and case file into evidence.
I'll accept the electronic and case file into the record.
And my recommendation is to comply with the code section cited within 15 days or a fine of $250 per day thereafter, and this concludes my presentation.
Can you go back to the slide that showed the number of times you had been out there? The initial slide, I think. Okay. And at no time did the property owner, have you made contact with the property owner?
I haven't talked to them. They have to go through different people to talk to them or whatever, but.
Like property managers?
There's a property manager with Sunbelt, but when you call them, you don't get anybody.
Okay. And then the tenant is who let you in?
Yes,
basically.
The tenant currently let me in, and she's since moved, and the property is now up for rent, but it only shows the outside of the property, it doesn't show the inside.
Magistrate, I'd like
Yes.
to make a comment on the record.
Yes.
John Martin, Code Enforcement, Seminole County Manager. Mr. Benjamin Michael Spivey of BMS Holdings is a long customer of the Magistrate, the Code Board in both this county and in Orange County. He has a tendency to keep his properties in this condition. Oftentimes, he waits till the final minute to call and make contact and go, what do I have to do? And then he scurries around and tries to gain compliance. And that's why we're asking for such a short time frame, and the fine amount we're requesting is that he is a habitual repeat offender in respect to housing cases throughout multiple counties.
Well, then I will do you one better. I'm going to find that BMS Holdings LLC has been properly noticed to be here today. I'm going to find that he is not present and he has not had any contact with the officer, and that by trying to rent a property under these conditions, which are clearly in violation of Seminole County Code, Chapter 95.5, Section 7046.1.2, 304.6, 304.7, 605.1, and 305.4. And I'm going to order that he bring the property into compliance within 10 days or by July 19th, 2026. And I'm also going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now that I have a new tool, $500 a day, 100 for each violation, but as a whole, I'm not separating them out. So $500 a day until all of the violations are brought into compliance. And that's all. Thank you. I think that is the last case. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set the next hearing date for August 13th, 2026, and we are adjourned.